Congratulations, you caught Enderman!
If we get straight into it, is our own Enderman catcher. So basically this design's quite fairly simple. All it is basically a honey block attached to a piston, and as you see we now have our own Enderman. It seems to be that when you trap the Enderman, well, the actual head of the Enderman, inside one of these honey blocks, they don't disappear, they don't go anywhere. They're just basically there. It's truly fantastic. So we can stop them from teleporting away from us. Say hello, Mr. Enderman. You belong to me now. And I've got some other mobs here as well, which I've done the same sort of thing. Of course, I've cheated a little bit and just spawned them straight into the blocks, but it does work the same as I just showed before. Where we have a witch, we have skeletons, creepers, what is your name? I never remember your name. Blaze? Blaze? Yes. Blaze. I'm going with Blaze. Zombies and also 2 different Enderman setups. The reason why I've done this is I'll show you game mode survival, and as you'll see that when I look at him he gets quite angry. He still doesn't seem to be able to teleport away, so there's that. So that's kind of cool. Hello. But yeah, these guys don't get angry at me at all. So I can stand in front of a witch, a skeleton, a creeper. Now we can have pet creepers without exploding. This is a dream come true. You don't know how much I love creepers. These things are the bomb. Literally the bomb. Ah! But I digress and lose my mind. I will mention with the zombie that you'll notice that because he's actually inside this block, that he doesn't seem to be burning at all. So there's that. That's pretty cool. We get to now save the zombies. I will also mention though that if you, for instance, just switch back into the creative mode, if you get rid of any of these blocks or forget to place them kind of like this, they will be able to get out of here easier than, I don't know, they'll get out quicker than Disney Plus membership account details? I don't know. I'm sorry Disney, but come on, I'm not really sorry. Like, you guys screwed up big and then tried to claim that, you know, it wasn't you and all the rest of stuff, so let's ignore it. But yeah, basically, as long as you got blocks around it, you're pretty much fine on that one. So that's one of the interesting things, and I've even named my own Mr. Enderman, because obviously as they can't teleport, you can now name Enderman without them running away. So this guy's name is Mr. Happy. Say hello, Mr. Happy, I love you so much. I'm a big teddy bear here, but let's be honest. Teddy bears love cuddles. So what else do we have here today? Well, we have a new type of redstone to replace redstone, even though it's somewhat larger and generally not any more efficient. In fact, it's probably a little bit worse to deal with, a little bit less predictable, but in the fantastic way that it's been designed, it means that it's now cheaper to build redstone in creative. So if we have this, dare I call, Beestone, it's a Beestone clock. So quite clear and simple. You see that for some weird reason these bees seem to like flying around in circles. Sometimes they'll reverse their direction, go the other way at random, which is part of the idea of the AI, but who knows. And as you see, the Beestone clock is basically continuously going. So all you have to do is get into somewhere like this, and you'll be able to name them without any real problems, because you can get your little clicker straight through that gap without any issues. I will say that I don't know what the deal is. This was working in the previous snapshot without any problems, but I've set up these one-way triggers to stop them from being able to go back the direction that they came. So these are one-way switches so that they just continuously fly back. A little bit more control. I did set this up in the previous snapshot, but in pre-release snapshot 2 they must have changed something with the AI, or maybe it's a direction thing, like a north, south, east, west thing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to experiment with that a bit more if I let this guy go, you're free now. Free! He doesn't like me. Okay, so basically, if I... Maybe it's because I'm putting him through into that one. Maybe if I do this, and then... No, come on. Take two. Okay, go. Okay, let me show you the easy way. So it'll be a bit easier. This is probably the easiest way to get him in, like that. And they still do the same thing. I don't get it. Here, look, let me let you through. Maybe you'll fix yourself up. Who knows? I'll figure out what the sort of deal is at some point. So if you're using something like a bee nest or something like that, then you'll tend to notice that you'll have them only exit through the front now, which is good, which means that all you're going to really need to do is have a bee that belongs to that hive, go in at night time, use a pickaxe to pick it up, and probably put it against one of these sides here, and there you go. Then you'd basically have your bee in the system. And again, you got to name it and all that sort of stuff. One thing I will mention, as much as these are a beautiful design, which I believe come from the Hermitcraft server, don't quote me on that, I believe it was one of the hermits that came up with that. Yes, bees seem to struggle with his idea because of the trapdoors. So there's that. But it does make it easier to put them in. It just means that if you put them on the sides of anything like this at the moment, they're not going to know what to do. But could you imagine if this does actually work, or if Mojang actually fixes it? It could mean that for the first time in Minecraft history, that we may actually have good-looking redstone. I mean, that's a pretty big thing to occur, because redstone is ugly and it's terrible, and we spend our entire lives hiding it inside our builds just to be able to have some functionality to our builds. But if it looked like this, who wouldn't want to have something like this going through their build and it also being functional? Think about it. That could be a complete game changer for redstone. So I'm quite excited by that. It'd be interesting to see what it looks like in the final release, but until such point as... Did I free him? Or I must have freed him. Until such point as that's introduced, unfortunately we're stuck with using cubes and that sort of thing. And I will also say one other thing is that we can now interact with our own redstone. So off you go and come back. Wait. And there we go. Now he's back. And I can get him to go over this way. And over here. And let's pause on top of this pressure plate. And thank you very much, Mr. B. That's pretty cool. That's of course you can use the same mechanic to be able to obviously create doors and that sort of thing, and hidden switches behind walls. I don't know if it will work if it's a solid block. Let's test that out. Let's replace one of these with a solid block of, I don't know, iron. I like using iron. Looks pretty. Okay, now let's get his attention. Come on, Mr. Honeybee. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go behind here. It does seem to be working, although there is also glass, so it's hard to say exactly, but it does seem to work. So you'd be able to build a secret entrance to a door just by holding a flower. So that's kind of a really awesome mechanic. You can just simply hold a flower now and open a door. That's kind of cool. So in reality, bees are probably my most enjoyable and favorite part of this new update that's coming out. Everyone's talking about honey blocks. Yeah, they have some use. The keeping of mobs, I love that. That's something to die for. Literally, if you screw this up, you will die. Like, these guys will absolutely militia you like crazy. But they are generally pretty safe behind here. Look, I can standing right next to a creeper for once. I can even hit him. I can hit this guy, hit this guy. There's nothing that they can... Oh. Okay, well, that's a bit of a different thing. But if you ignore that one... Oh, dear God. Okay. So, well, I guess that this is probably a good place to end the episode, but I hope that you've been inspired by something a bit different, and I'll catch you guys later before I end up dying, and let's get out of here. Catch ya!